Okay, everyone, it's me, Bree, and I'm back at it again for another week. This time with a new microphone and a little bit of editing that I hope will come out well. I'm not 100% sure. I had a pretty up and down week this week, and I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like my mood could cycle up and down over time. I'm definitely leaning towards a low point right now. It just makes me like a little bit extra sensitive, a little bit extra irritated. I don't know if y'all ever get that. Hopefully not. Anyways, I'm stressed, but I've still been enjoying things through the week, so there's that. And right now, the big thing is that, at least on my own time, not when I'm around other people, I do have Granblue Fantasy brain rot really bad. Right now, I am currently playing it. So I have finally gotten to a point where I can start doing some of the high level content in the game. That's just like the last two or three raids in the game that were released are are considered high level just because of like they haven't been power crept by newer features basically. And these also kind of power crept, and that's why I'm able to do them. But don't worry about that. So I play pretty casually, at least compared to the really hardcore players who are like, "Oh, Grand Blue is my life. Whenever I'm at work, I'm grinding. Whenever I'm at home, I'm grinding." I don't live that life. I do it when I feel like it, and sometimes that is at work, and sometimes that is at home. But, anyways, I got the character roster and the weapons I needed to get to this point, and that needed just a lot of luck and gameplay. So I'm hoping in the next few weeks I'll be actively doing this fancy boss, the like second hardest one, arguably hard one in the game, called the Hexachromatic Hierarch, which is a pretty sick name. Guess what? There's 6 colors. It's got all of them. And the only thing is, since it could be a pain to coordinate playtime with the oomfies, and I'm a bit of an anxious gamer when it comes to doing difficult stuff for the first time with randos, um, I'm hoping I'm able to get some attempts in with this boss. I know it's been a big stopping point for me in Monster Hunter and other online games, but I'm hoping I don't get stuck here with this. And that's enough about Grapple. Most people don't really care to hear about a gacha game, and more importantly, I don't really care to talk about the gacha games. It's like um, it should be a shameful secret. But anyways, I played new games this week, and the big ones are I played EDF 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair with Bunny. With Bunny is not part of the title. That is, I played it with Bunny. And I started both Halo 3 and Project 5 Sightseer with Rhodey. And EDF is super sick. It has a lot of fun little weapon variety. I got some absolute butthole rocket launcher at the start. It had like a 10-second lock on time. It did like as much as like I don't even remember the weapon comparison, but it was not worth that lock on time, basically. And then I just got better ones, and I'm like, oh, so the weapon gotcha is kind of fun in it. And there's a button on the emote wheel that makes your character sing a song, and I am obsessed with it. I can't recommend it to anyone who hates bugs, because a lot of your enemies are giant bugs, but it's been a good time. It's been a really good time. I'm excited to try more, and I'm trying to rope more people into playing it because it seems like a really fun casual game. I got this as part of the $10 bundle on Humble Bundle. And I bought the $25 version because that includes like EDF 5, but I haven't even gotten to that yet. I've only been on that EDF 4 train. It's been great. And well, I guess I'll go to this next. So Project 5 Sightseer is free, but a little bit less casual because it seems like it's like a survival crafter, but in the vein of Factorio more than like a Minecraft or something. So it seems like it is about setting up logistics really well. And obviously that's the point of like all sorts of like crafter builder games, but um, the whole thing is you go around as this like autonomous car with an AI in it. You're the AI, and you just drive around extracting resources, making bases, and it seems to me from the little bit I read after playing that you want to be making bases pretty much at any time you find a good spot that's a decent distance away from your other bases, but that also has a few major like resource nodes around it. And there's apparently interbase trade, and I have no idea how that works. We were literally just we were basically just driving around, finding a resource node, and then just mining, waiting for our stamina to refill, mining, waiting for our stamina to refill. It is a game with so much downtime with how the stamina, or I guess more appropriate to call it energy, because we are using like batteries and electricity and stuff. Our energy meter refills so slow in the early game. I don't know if it gets better over time with technology or using just better methodology, but right now it's kind of butt. um, I'm hoping as we figure out the core mechanics more, and I'll read more about it. It'll be fun to play again, but right now, not that exciting. Um, the the big thing I played with Rhodey is Halo 3. So, Halo 3, pretty sick. I really was a big fan of the cliffhanger ending on Halo 2, and just being able to follow up on that is really fun for me. I know that's like a really basic statement, but like, it's just like when the story gets you, it gets you. And I have been having these weird little performance issues where it's just like stuttering really bad. I'm not sure if that's me or Rhodey's internet connection or if it's just something weird with the game's optimization in the Master Chief Collection. But I want to say I won't sweat it, but I do kind of sweat it. um, but hopefully it'll get better. Right now, I want to say my favorite parts of the actual gameplay are honestly still using some of the same guns, and I just like the novelty of like, oh yeah, the brute cars are really cute, the brute pistols are really cute, and then there's also the what's it called, the gravity hammer now, which I was familiar with because of playing I think it's called Fire Team with Bunny before, where it's just like the horde or wave based survival mode. Yeah, not horde based, wave based. And gravity hammer is so fun. I love using it. It's just something about using a melee weapon in a shooter just feels really good. It was true with the plasma sword. It's true with the gravity hammer. But I don't have anything really bold to say. But I kept seeing the Cortana like cut-ins where you're having the Cortana visions and thinking like, did Borderlands 1 try to copy this kind of effect with the angel? And I was like, I'm not sure if they did, but it feels like a pretty one-on-one thing if that is like their actual inspiration for it. I don't even know when Halo 3 came out, if I'm being honest, because I only played Halo 1 and 2 when I was a kid. um, but yeah, I hope it keeps being fun and the performance issues slow their roll a bit so I can actually play it for longer periods without getting frustrated. And oh gosh, this is a big thing, and it's something I haven't really mentioned. Um, I have started looking at apartments, and I'm not really an expert, so I've been looking at like, oh, what should you look for in an apartment? What should you look for in a city? Stuff like that. And I'm just kind of trying to get a understanding of the market, which sounds like some sort of really weird phrase for me to say when I'm the way I am. But I just kind of want to know what I'm getting into more because in the past, I haven't really rented a place without being roped into it by other people and by circumstance. Like, it's a lot different moving to a college town because a friend is like, "Yo, we need a roommate for this townhouse we're renting," and it's a lot different that than being like, "Oh, where can I move that would be like a good position to just go about my life," you know? So I'm hoping everything with that goes well. I'm just gonna be taking my time because I want to have more savings and maybe find a better paying job beforehand because I like having disposable income. I don't really need super fancy housing, but yeah, I'm wishing myself the best with that one. And getting back to media though, because I know that's what we're all here for. This week, I watched the last episode of Sororo Utility and the OVA with Bunny, and I am going to miss them so much. Ham on my balls, for real. um, part of the whole thing of the show is there's that the three main girls' initials are HAM, and they write it on golf balls sometimes. So I just started saying that. I know it's kind of unintelligible for people who didn't see my Blue Sky post the other day, so just explaining that. But I really like the contrast for me between watching Spyro Utility this season and watching Birdie Wing a few seasons ago, and how both of them have me really excited about their premises, their characters, and everything that's going on there, but in very different ways. And I think I just love girl sports anime. Um, and it doesn't have to be like competitive sports. Like Sororo Utility is very much about like just being a casual hobbyist getting into the sport and falling in love with it more and more. And I think that kind of show that describes passion in a way where it's like you don't have to be the best, you just have to be sending it. I think that's a sort of expression of emotion that I really like a lot in in real life and in media. Um, because there are a lot of times where I feel like people kind of get the impression that it's not worth going along with something if you're not going to be like competitive or high skill at it. When the real goal should just be like having this enriching relationship between yourself and this activity you're taking part in. Um, that's my perspective at least. And I know for some people the competition is a big part of the enrichment. It's just I played too many competitive video games when I was a child, and so now I'm permanently biased against that sort of thing. But getting back to it. I love them so much. I love Spyro Utility. I love Birdie Wing. I wish more girls were golfing. More girls were golfing. But as far as other anime goes, they're going pretty good too. Ave Musica is kind of on this up and down roller coaster where it's like they develop something in a really interesting way, and then like they don't really like tie it together in a way that I super like. So it has these moments where I'm super excited to see the next episode, and moments where I'm just lukewarm on it, and I'm like, how are you gonna come back from this one? Um, I'm hoping the last episode of the show is really good and really manages to tie everything together in a way that I like. And then the other ones are a lot less complicated to talk about. Oji-san Villainess, it's peak. 100 Girlfriends, it's peak. I'm thriving basically whenever I watch them because they're just lighthearted. They're very like sweet and caring in a way that I like, and I just love them. And for pretty similar reasons, I do also like the Uma Musume anime that I've been watching on my own, and I've been talking about that with Rody, because that's why I'm watching it, to talk about it. And I really loved episode 6 of season 3. I think season 3 was like underhyped to me before because people were like, I think other people had season 2 built up too much in their head. They're like, wow, season 3 is going to be the best thing ever. Even though season 2 is like good in a similar way to how season 3 has felt so far. Anyways, I feel like I just didn't hear enough talk about season 3 when it came out. And that's why I never got to it. And it's definitely, if not the best, one of the best gacha adaptations. Because, at least for me, I can't think of any that top it. Because a lot of gacha adaptations are kind of scuffed. That said, I do wish it wasn't a gacha. I wish it was just a humble, normal, real game. But I say that about every game. You win some, you lose some. And I think I'm also just weak to it because I love girls' sports stuff. So I'll stick with it. And in the purchasing corner, I do feel like I've worn down some of my like post-employment, I gotta buy things urges. But the dark powers of the earth will always tempt me because people are always producing things that look cool. And Right now, I still want to try getting a mini PC set up, but I'm not sure what I would use it for, and I'm also not sure how I would handle my monitor inputs or anything like that for it. Um, I have to come up with a more specific use case and figure out if it's like worth it and what kind of spec scaling I need, because I don't want to overscope it and have like, oh, here's my gaming mini PC. I don't need that. I just want it to be simple. I want it to run. I also wanted to have good input output, but um, that's just like everyone wants that because we all kind of take it for granted. But as far as other stuff, I really want some sort of riser from some floor shelving I have, because the one is about 40 inches wide and I want to say about 3 feet tall. And I would love if I could raise that 2 feet and put it up against the wall instead of where I have it currently. I think it would be really complicated to set up, but I still think it would be nice to have the option. Um, Similarly, I have another shelving unit that's, I want to say like 5 feet tall, but only 20 inches or so wide. So if I could somehow find a riser that's 2 feet tall and 65 inches or so wide, that'd be wonderful. I'm not even sure how to look into this though, other than buying like lumber and assembling it myself. I don't really want to go that crazy on it because at that point I should just buy the lumber and make like shelves that work better for me, you know? But I'm I'm gonna try and figure out how to look for that sort of thing and see if it's like financially viable and if it's worth doing. Because it would just be like some minor like interior decoration benefit in a in a weird way. Trust me, I have a vision. But what else? I guess this week I'll focus on my upcoming goals. So I'm hoping to figure out how to search for that, figure out if it's structurally and financially viable, and I want to keep watching more Uma Musume season 3. I have to keep up with Rody somehow, and I want to hopefully get to Nanaha soon because I just want to start watching season 3 so bad, but like between gaming with friends, watching stuff with friends, and just hanging out, I don't really like watching anime on my own when I'm on a call. So it's like kind of weird for me to like get the time to do it. Um, I'm also not good at watching anime while I'm multitasking, so it's tricky. It's tricky, and I also want to convince more people to buy the $10 tier of the EDF bundle on Humble Bundle because this goes for another 18 days, and it seems like a good, fun game to play for up to 4-player co-op. And it was really fun with just 2 players too, which I know co-op games, some of them really get better as you scale them up. And I think this is one of them, but like it's not bad with low player count, if that makes sense. And that's why I want people to buy it. So I can play 4-player. um or y'all could play 4-player with your friends. That's fine too. And I think as far as that goes, oh, I also want to get rid of some extra stuff. I have this humidifier that I think gave me pneumonia twice, or something like that. I've heard it called like humidifier lung. When like one of these sonic based humidifiers puts water in your air to humidify, but then because the particulate matter is there, you inhale it and then it gets into the lungs in a bad way. I had that happen over the winter, back in December, both this year and last year, because this year I was like, okay, I'll just manage this better so it doesn't happen. I didn't manage it better. It still happened. So I've kind of given up on this humidifier. I'm going to throw it in the trash because I cannot confidently like resell this product or anything. Um, so I guess one more thing is that I might look into a humidifier. But that's really everything I had now. And I hope everything goes well for both me and you. But especially me, because I'm a little bit wound up right now because of that up and down situation I mentioned at the start. Uh, I have fun talking like this, so it doesn't really come across, I think. But oh, I'm wound up. Anyways, good luck with the coming week and take care, Oomfies.